Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, here for some more League of Legends Season 10 action. We're here tonight for a blockbuster series between Moozy is Crying on the Radiant team and Draiden Fanclub on the Dire team. Should be a interesting series to see exactly where these teams are at. If we're looking over at the standings, our good old friend, the standings, currently Draiden Fanclub are 5 wins and 7 losses, while Moozy is Crying is... I believe that is 6 wins and 6 losses. Correction. 6 wins and 4 losses. So currently, Moozy is Crying sitting 2 wins over losses. Draiden Fanclub sitting 2 losses under wins. So certainly some interesting positioning in terms of seeding and whatnot and those associated things. I've got Doss in my chat offering to spoil. The answer isn't no. No spoils. Don't do that. But can't believe I've deigned myself be casting from Dota TV, but what can you do? Didn't think I'd be casting, thought someone else would be casting. Turns out nobody else was casting. What can you do? Maybe I'll get a co-caster because we're on Dota TV, so I could probably actually get somebody at some point. I am going to need to grab my laundry between games. I have clothes in the dryer right now. So if this game goes particularly long, then I guess my clothes are going to wrinkle and shrink. Which would be a bad thing. But look over at the actual draft the first time I'll stream. Start from the top. First phase bans, Enchantress, Tusk, Zeus, Legion Commander. Bit of meta picks being banned out, bit of respect picks being banned out. Not that of importance. 5 pick Dawnbreaker, 6-7 CM Tiny, 8 Razor, second phase bans, Dusa, Nyx, Batrider, Enigma, Puck, Leshrac. 15 pick Viper, 16-17 Jug Marcy, 18 Void Spirit. Third phase bans, Faceless Void, Ricky, Pugna Tree. 23 pick Phoenix. And there is no reserve time left for Draiden Fanclub, so the draft is about to end. We are at the end of the road right here, right now for this probably carry pick, if I had to guess. I think it'll be a 4 Tiny. And I was correct, apparently. Assuming it is Viper 3, Void Spirit 2. And it will be! Haha, I still got it. Thank you, Vessel, for the crowd corona. I appreciate that one, but... We are now here. The Game 1 draft is completed. I actually don't know if I've cast a PMA's team yet this season. I know I've watched this team be casted, but I don't think I was the one casting it. I think it was like Killer Karate that night. So like I said, it's my debut for casting Moozy is Crying. Could probably check that, but I'm not going to. It is not of high importance. What we have on our hands, though, is a very interesting draft from both teams. It's very meta-oriented, which creates an interesting situation looking at exactly what heroes are going to do well this game. Dire definitely have at least one hero to hit the supernova, being that Phoenix, but... what does Dire do about Jug this game? I guess you buy a Basher on Ursa and you just move around the hero with Void Spirit, but... I think I like this Jug pick for PMA. I think PMA's gonna have a good game here on the Jug. Alright, let's see here. Caster config now on. Let's do some nice scoreboard items. Oh yeah, we're good to go. We're ready to rock. Seeing some pleasantries in the all chat. Always good to see. Always, always, always good to see pleasantries in the all chat. Seeing 4 mangoes on CB. CB is definitely one of the more interesting players to watch laning-wise in terms of supports and lads. I'm a big fan of the way he lanes, but I know a number of like CB is definitely one of the more contentious opinions in terms of there are a lot of people who like CB in terms of the way he lanes, and a lot of people who don't think he's very good. I think he's good, but there's definitely split opinions on how good CB is. I'm on the CB is pretty good at Dota camp, but the opposing camp is also probably equally sized. We are currently seeing DOS in the secret shop area, so perhaps we will be seeing a play by Dire to fight around this rune here, but there's a high likelihood that Marcy and Jug see something's up around this sort of area here, then back off over there, but if Sasquatch plays it right, stays at this cliff, can't really draw circles because we're both paused and also on Dota TV, but if he stays up in this cliff over here, throw on in maybe an avalanche, get some help over there with the Viper, slow with the Viper Strike, correction, the poison attack. There's some plays he made here if you're going for first blood, I'm saying Marcy. Marcy has already pre-sealed Dispo, so there will be no rebound to escape. Jug, obviously a lot harder to go on with the spin, but yeah. It is a good day to cast some Dota. If you too want to co-commentate this game, post in the chat, I guess. Guess I've got nobody right now. I guess I didn't ask anybody. I could have asked literally anybody, but to be fair, I did not know I was casting until... We've got a timestamp, actually. When did I know I was casting? I did not know I was casting until 16 minutes ago, so... Technically, I could have reserved the cast anytime, but... I said, oh, well, I'm going to take the night off tonight. I don't need to cast. I'll take a night off. And then, of course, unmarked game, unchecked game. Oh, no. What is this? This is not good. I don't know what this is doing here. I'm just going to hope it lets me watch the game. I'm just going to reconnect. Okay, there we go. It just let me reconnect. Perfect. The good thing I did not update my Dota, because I think if I update my Dota, then it would have broken the game. It would not have let me continue to cast, because this game is on the old version of Dota. It's on the version prior to 9:29 Eastern on July 1st. Wait. No. Oh, no. It's not going to let me be here anymore, is it? It's not going to let me be here anymore. This is see people ask me sometimes, well, why is it better to cast on in the lobby rather than from Dota TV? And this is part of the reason why. You don't really get these problems when you cast from the lobby. It just usually works. We are back. We've jumped forward in time. We've missed first blood, though. Sasquatch has managed to find his way onto this high ground over here. He'll TP down to the low ground. Apparently got disposed up there by CB's Marcy. So, missed a comical play, I suppose, which is a bit unfortunate, but hopefully Dota TV just has to cooperate with us on a fine evening. I don't think it will because it is Dota TV, and I knew the risks going into it. Thought it'd be a Friday night, not a Tuesday night, all would be well, but of course, that's not how things work around here, is it? What can you do? Okay, we are back. Settings are where they should be again, all is well. Seeing so far, both mid laners taking a good bit of damage, though nobody really is at risk of dying quite yet. Vico can play up with that second point in Static Link soon, but for now, his attempt on Dawson the Dire Side jungle instead, going down to 4th Lingus and Nova on Phoenix. And Nier, during while it was under his tower, he had nowhere to go, no play to make there on the Ursa to save his teammate. Sasquatch now is skilled Avalanche, so he's Avalanched and tossed, ready to go. He is prepared to play some more Dota 2 with his good ability, but for now it is Hobbs sitting under tower, getting some happy CS. Interesting banner from PMA. Interesting. What can you do? I guess Hobbs having a rough lane so far. He is not doing that well CS-wise. He only is 5 and 4 compared to the 10 and 4 of Jug, or say the 15-1 of the opposing offlaner. Dive in by Nova was used, but that might cost him his life. Frostbite in by Doc, but they have not killed Nova quite yet. Nova will survive. 4th Lingus will be forced to run away from the danger. He will be good to go. We are seeing a Ping's bottom lane. Might be some kind of action there in the near future. Sasquatch is on the way, but instead it's Radiant disposing in the Viper into the spin. Avalanche is dodged by PMA. CB is being hit by Haas. PMA wants big kills. Toss will put PMA up and back down. He can pop the wand and the healing ward. He'll use both as Hobbs turns the CB on the Marcy. Somehow, nobody dies at all in that bottom lane. 3 heroes come relatively close, but nobody dies. It's instead top lane an attempt on Doss's life, and that will be Doss going down 2 deaths now on that Crystal Maiden. Nier wants vengeance, looks towards Nova on the Phoenix. Knows he has no dive there, but Nier could not complete that kill. He ran out of overpowered charges. Bottom instead, though, again! The Marcy combo, rebound in the Displos, plus the spin from PMA brings down Hobbs. That is 3 kills for Moozy is crying, but it will now be a 2nd kill for Draiden Fanclub in the top lane, with Dawson Nier bringing down 4th. Phoenix has no dive, it's still on cooldown, and Nier will complete the double kill. That's 2 kills now for Nier in this game. It is 3 kills apiece for both teams at this point. And Nier is going to grab a Ring of Health. He is going into the B-Fury this game on the Ursa. I was curious as to what he would buy, whether it be the more active early defusal build or whether it be the B-Fury first. It will be the B-Fury. Bottom lane, we see pings on Sasquatch, but he is a tiny with a stick, Tranquil Boots, and a Raindrop. Bottle is filled mid by Nova, filling up Vico's bottle. Vico remains in a slight lead middle lane. He is 25-9 versus Festival's 20-4. So a lead, not a significant lead. The big lead remains... I guess for a while it wasn't this bottom lane. PMA was way ahead of Hobbs, but now PMA is relatively even CS-wise to Hobbs. Juggernaut is 19-5 compared to Viper's 16-6. PMA has lost a lot of this lead in the lane. Perhaps when he was fishing for kills, he was missing CS, which is certainly unfortunate there for that Jug. Top lane's where the action is currently occurring, but there will be no death. Ursa or Phoenix, neither dying. Middle lane, Festival is fighting with Vico for the top rune. And little did they know it would not spawn top, it would spawn bottom. Speaking of bottom, Hobbs is forced to TP away from PMA and CB. Festival will now grab that arcane rune from the bottom river area. Razor, in turn, will grab the minute 6 bounty rune from the Dire side jungle. Dire could not stop that one in time. We are seeing Sasquatch on the run-up to top lane, though. It will be a 3v2 against the Phoenix and the Dawnbreaker. Phoenix has dive available. Nier will go in, will not force out dive, but dive is canceled by Sasquatch. A fantastic avalanche. Starbreaker in will stun too, but Nova's life is lost on a turn to fourth. Enrage has been activated by Nier. CB rotates in, rebounds, and disposes on the Tiny. They want to get Sasquatch, and they will get Sasquatch. Nier will again turn in. Overpower is over. He wants fourth and will kill him during the Starbreaker animation. As all of that happens, Festival dies solo to Vico middle lane. It's chaos everywhere you look. Top lane, middle lane, I guess not bottom lane, but still, 2 out of 3 is not bad. That is... Wait a minute, I'm on Dota TV. I can watch this. Let's go back a little bit. How did it in middle lane? Okay. So middle lane, Festival has the Arcane Rune. Goes in for Vico. Remnant missed. Step in also missed. The Festival, 2 different unforced errors, result in his life being lost. Unfortunate there for Festival. Back over to top lane, it's 4th year Lingus, Nova, and who is that? That is Vico, looking for Nier on the Ursa. Nier will go in the trees, but 4th is on top of him. The Enrage has activated into the TP, and Nier actually will get away. 4th year Lingus, I believe, did not use that Solar Guardian in time. As a result, Nier will escape. But we are now seeing the gank squad come from the side of Draiden Fanclub. Sasquatch's smoke has been broken. Avalanche and Toss brings him towards DOS. The 3 want the Razor. Razor has been with the Astral Remnant, but he is still not dead quite yet. Step in does not finish the job. And now Radiant, with 4 heroes, turn to Sasquatch and Festival. They instead will move to DOS. They'll get the guaranteed kill on Crystal Maiden. So it is 1 kill total, being DOS dying on the Crystal Maiden. And it seems like Radiant will begin working on this top T1 tower. 4th year Orlingus once again leads the way. He tanks the tower. He has plenty of HP and armor. But Festival is the bulwark keeping this tower alive. He does not want to let it fall quite yet. And really, Radiant cannot kill this Void Sphere quite easily. It will take a lot of effort for them to do it. Sasquatch D-wards in his own jungle, but Radiant might punish him for it. Remnants, I believe his hit is, it's a creep. Sasquatch will toss 4th year Lingus away, and there is no TP cancel for the Dawnbreaker. Instead, Dire moves to Marcy. Marcy will not escape. So Sasquatch actually gets away in the Tiny. Marcy, not so lucky, so it's 1 kill for the Dire. They did have to commit 4 heroes to do it. But mission accomplished. We are at 6-6 total kill score right now. Radiant are up by less than 1k. Correction, they're down by less than 1k. It's literally that even. Looking at the scoreboard, nothing too out of the ordinary right here. Nier is 3-0-1. Certainly good game there on the Ursa so far. Biku as well, 2-0-0 on that Razor. But looking over at Hero Net Worth, it is about you'd expect. Currently Nier on top, having been farming the mid lane for the last few minutes. 3 Radiant cores, not far behind. 2 Dire cores, not too far behind that either. Everybody is relatively even right now. I guess Hobbs and Festival a little bit further behind, but nothing too significant. Seems like Radiant really want this top G1 tower. They now have siege units helping them out in this case. It is 3 heroes sitting the top, rebound in by CB. The dispose on Hobbs. Supernova activated. 4th year Lingus arrives. The Solar Guardian to bring down Hobbs. They move to DOS. That's 2 kills. And Supernova actually stuns Festival. Yes, assimilates 1 Astral Step and 11 wand charges. He should survive. But still, Radiant get 2 kills and 1 tower. That is what you want for sure. Sure, you had 2 heroes farming, one being the Ursa, one being the Tiny. but it's still good for the side of the Radiant. Speaking of Radiant, the Jug mid lane is having a rough time fighting with Ursa. Perhaps shades of what we'll see in the mid to late game team fights, where PMA will not want to directly interact with this near Ursa. Perhaps he will rely on this Razor. Speaking of Razor, he gets tossed in to Festival's Remnant, but it's this late actually. Now Omnislash brings down Sasquatch, and Dire move to Vico. Vico has low HP, but he cannot die quite yet. Nier could not kill him. Nier attempts a TP, cancels the TP, walks away instead. The lone death is Sasquatch on the Tiny. Radiant still want the fight though. Step in by Festival, finds Vico. Nova will die, but at this point, your Razor is dead, and if you're Phoenix, so will you. Dissimulate will not finish the job, but I believe the Frostbite damage from DOS finished the job on that one. We can check that. And it was the 18 damage from DOS's Frostbite that finishes the kill. He's now on the board. 1-4 rather than 0-4. Took a turn around there with the Dire. They managed to turn what was a lost engagement middle lane into a won engagement in the river. We are seeing farming. Everywhere you look, it is farming time. PMA, farming. Sasquatch, farming. Festival, farming. Nova, farming. Everybody's farming. Everywhere you look. All three lanes, jungles, everywhere. Farming. However, it might be time for the happy farming to end. CB is smoked, and can, of course, play with Nova's Supernova, or with Forth Yorlingus' Solar Guardian. Forth will defend the bottom T1 tower for the time being. CB is still smoked. 1/4 duration running into the Dire side jungle, but we're seeing Ping's bottom lane. Sasquatch is rotating him, but back to middle lane. It's Festival. Stepping away from Vico. Back to bottom again. Sasquatch looks for the wraparound, but this Radiant Observer Ward has spotted out the Tiny. Sasquatch has the Avalanche, the toss, with the Tumbler's Toy. It's actually in range into an overpowered Ursa, but the Solar Guardian actually gets him away for the time being, but cannot save his life. Viper Strike finished the job. So still, Forth goes down in that bottom lane. Dire will claim the T1 tower, and now it's time to defend. We're seeing TPs to the top lane. We're seeing movements into the Dire jungle. CB will get frost bitten and Crystal Nova'd. Festival has 2 steps, regen rune, activate a step in, remnant, dissimulate. And that will do the job right there. Vico has arrived, but it is too late. Festival will TP away. Good TP there, and Vico actually dies to Nier as well. We saw Vico trying to be the team player, contribute to the team fight, but instead all he's done is contribute a death. Avalanche, middle lane, Starbreaker the return, but now tossed towards Nier, and Nier is overpowered. Enrage available, not even needed. DOS again with the Frostbite gets another kill. That's 3 kills for DOS. I think 2 of them by Frostbites. And suddenly it is Draiden Fanclub with the moderate size lead. They are up 2k at 15 minutes, 3k correction at 15 minutes. And Roshan may be in play quite soon. There is an Ursa on this Dire side. No lifesteal. Correction. Possessed Mask and Backpack. Correction. Neutral item slots. And a Morbid Mask on the Courier. Perhaps Nier recognizes what I recognize. It's time to go, Roshan. You have map control in this area. A fantastic ward placed on the floor. So perhaps going into this Roshan in the near future is the play for the Ursa. Middle lane, CB rebounds in for Hobbs into the dispo. Spin activated by PMA, and Hobbs attempts to turn to bring down someone with him, but will fail in that regard. So now a 10th kill for the side of Moozy is crying, but we will now see the Radiant turn their attention to the middle T1 tower. TPs are in, but the tower is dead. Vico grabs that tower last hit. As all of that happens, It's our good old buddy Roshan, and once again, he is under some moderate duress, being hit by an Ursa of all heroes in the Roshan pit. Radiant are so close, they're just outside the Roshan pit, but they are none the wiser to Nier's attempt that will now be Nier's successful take of Roshan. Aegis will be in his inventory for the next 5 minutes, since we are now seeing TP away by Nier. He's going to the bottom lane. He wants to farm. We're seeing a circle being drawn by Sasquatch. Perhaps he wants Nier to farm this sort of area of the map. We are seeing Radiant opposite at that area currently. And they are now beginning to sweep from their tri-camp towards the middle lane. Smokes are... Correction, one smoke is available on CB's Marcy. If he wants to smoke with the team, they have 4 heroes nearby, but there doesn't seem to be too much urgency. They know Ursa has the Aegis, so as a result, it may be Dire engaging instead. Sasquatch reveals to blink Avalanche toss on Vico. Step in by Festival, and Vico has fallen. Supernova is the return. Fourth year Lingus puts his attention towards Sasquatch. Sasquatch is the trade, but Nier runs at CB, kills CB. It's 2 for 1, and now Nova needs to dive away. He will now dive away, but there's no escape. There are too many Dire heroes too close to you. 3 dead on the side of the Radiant, and Dire will take this middle T1 tower. It will be free. And as a result, it will be a moderately sized engagement win for the side of Draiden Fanclub. That is a 1k never swing in their favor, even. But they're up to that 4k lead, even. What is Jug buying? I have not looked at Jug in a while. He has a Maelstrom, he has a Yasha, he's going Manta and Shard. But him and his teammates put their attention towards the Ursa. Static Link, the right clicks, the Fey Grenade. Nier will lose 1 life. Dire actually are not that close to their Ursa. They might have to let him die. Nier will attempt the TP. Is there no cancel? Yes, there's a cancel. Dispose will end Nier's life. Festival tried to rendezvous in time, but alas, Nier was farming the Radiant Tri-Camp alone, perhaps too greedily, and he will get punished. 2 lives lost on the Ursa, and over 1k swing going back the way of the Radiants. Man, that death on Ursa actually made this game a lot more interesting. Thank you, Ursa. That is my laundry. I'm going to stop that timer. Hopefully this game does not last too much longer. Or my clothes may or may not wrinkle. Top lane. PMA runs at Festival. I don't believe there's going to be any kind of kill there on that Void Spirit quite yet. There is only a Jug and a Marcy nearby, so as a result, there will be no kill. Festival pokes for a kill of his own, steps in with the Remnant, but PMA had the spin. It's bottom lane where the action is occurring, though. We see a scan from the Dire hitting on 4th Yorlingus. He's in the trees. They know he's there. He'll Tumbler's Toy away from Doss's Crystal Nova. It actually will get away from the Dire hero, so good moves there by 4th Year Lingus. He has Lord Guardian and wants nothing to do with this Dire contingent right now in the bottom lane. We have heroes chilling currently. Middle lane. Razor has his BKB, he is ready to farm. Perhaps they may look to defend the bottom T2 tower. The Glyph will kill the wave, but Dire has another wave coming in quite soon. 4th Year Lingus again will be the primary defender of this bottom tower. He actually Glowing Blades into the toss and gets away in time. As all of that happened, Radiant smoke through the Dire side jungle, looking for Nier, could not find the bottom lane again. Avalanche toss on 4th Year Lingus towards Hobbs, but Hobbs is actually dying to Nova and 4th Year Lingus, perhaps. Sunray, spin, used, 4th dead, Nova dead, Doss dead, PMA runs towards Hobbs, Hobbs is dead, Dire have killed 3, but they're now collapsing. Festival has run out of spells, but Omnislash did not bounce favorably. Vico's BKB has ended. Avalanche toss again brings down Vico, 4 dead on the Radiant side. PMA will spin and get away. But for Draiden Fanclub, that is one successful engagement. And they started that entire fight without their Ursa, but despite that, they had numerical advantage. And they just took that one at a time. Good team fight right there. Speaking of BKBs, Nier now has one on the Ursa. That is his 9-second BKB on the Ursa there. And it seems like we actually might not get any other BKBs for a little while. Hobbs is not buying one. Festival is not buying one. Jug does not need one. And Fourth Year Lingus is not buying one either. So it will be only 2 BKBs this game. Dire have smoked up. They have a ward, spotting out 3 heroes. Wraparound from Sasquatch available. But he's being patient. He does not want to overstep his bounds. Instead, Dire, they know this hero top lane, this Jug, is alone. But instead, Dire will again double back towards the Radiant side tri-camp. They're putting up wards and D-wards. Their ward has been spotted by the Radiant Sentry Obs combination. So when Radiant come back, they certainly will kill this Obs ward. For the time being, though, we will be again farming. If you are an enthusiast of farming, then I've got great news. We have returned to it. Radiant are sitting as 5 in their own jungle, however, so perhaps the farming will be broken in the near future. CB has 3 smokes. He may use one. He will use one. We have 4 now. Headed. We're seeing arrows being drawn in multiple directions. The decision seems to be the river. They find Sasquatch on the Tiny. He did not blink react in time. Hard reaction to have, given he was walking into that high ground. And as a result, Radiant will get 1 kill on the Sasquatch Tiny, and the D-Ward in their own tri-camp. They want more, however. Vico again leads the way on the Razor. BKB ready to be activated, but Dire smoked on too. They may look to fight despite being down there Tiny. They find the Phoenix, and they immediately annihilate the Phoenix. PMA spins in, has the shard, wants to fight, but Nier stands his ground. CB will dispose Hobbs. CB low, steps on in. Hobbs, CB, both dead. Down goes Fourth Year Lingus. Vico, his BKB is activated, but Festival steps away from him. Now it's a 2v3. PMA has no Omni Slash. Vico attempts to run down Festival. Festival will Remnant to run away, and it will end up being 3 kills for the side of the Dire, only losing their Viper for it. And Nier, he is still one large bear. He walks in the Roshan. He knows it could have been alive, but he did not get lucky on the respawn time. It's actually a very late Roshan respawn for the side of, well, Roshan, I guess, which is unfavorable for the side of the Dire. Yeah, look at that. That's nearly towards the absolute end of the potential Roshan respawn window. We're going to go deep into that 10-minute mark. But Dire, they seem to not care. They're going for kills. They see Vico step, the silence, the avalanche, the toss, the remnant. Vico dead. He could not react. It was an invis void spirit. His BKB was on cooldown. There was simply no way out. And at this point, it's Draiden Fanclub up by 8k net worth. They're taking an even larger lead at this point in the game. They want that second Roshan. And Nier, he's sitting in the Roshan pit. He knows it could be alive. He smells Roshan. He tastes Roshan. But he does not see Roshan. It's simply not there. He'll come back, though. He'll come back for his second round of beatings quite soon. And when that happens, Nier, I'm sure, will be there. For the time being, though, Radiant are as 3 in the Dire side jungle on that western side. Dire seem to have some idea. They saw Jug on their ward. We're seeing Sasquatch have his blink canceled by CB. Radiant focus on the Tiny, but he's forced away by himself. They bring down CB with that freezing field DOS with a trade, but Radiant are collapsing. Nova is dead. Vico nearly dies to Nier, and Dire have their eyes on a Dawnbringer. They want to bring her down, and well, toss up towards Nier. Nier will not be merciful. That will be a third kill for the side of Draiden Fanclub, and Festival is actually hunting for a fourth as well. Back to the Roshan pit again. Dire walk in, and they know it has to be alive soon. It finally respawns. It will be Roshan's second death of the game. Aegis and Shard spoils both likely going to Nier on that Ursa, so Shard to be consumed for that upgraded Earthshock, and Aegis for the 2 lives. Hopefully, for Nier's sake, the second Aegis will be more successful than the first one. Of course, that first one did not go too well. Ended up being caught out alone twice in that Radiant Tri-Camp sort of area. But this time, he is a lot stronger on the Ursa. He has that BKB, he has that Basher, he is ready to go, and this team seems to be ready to go as well. They're drawing arrows in circles. They want to go top T1 to top T2 into mid T2, and then perhaps bring in the bottom lane during all that with Festival on the Void Spirits. Radiant Tri-Camp is the place to be if you are the Dire right now. Control this area, bring in that top wave, bring in that mid wave, and part of that job will be going for that top T2 tower. Bottom lane Festival steps away from the danger. Got a little bit frisky with Fourth and Nova. Back to the top lane. Nier has finished that top T2 tower. And Dire do not want to stop the train. They want to move the ball to the middle lane. Roll it down there and again. Go for that last outer tower. The T2 is under danger soon. But Radiant off the fight before that. CB has engaged upon Nier. Link in from Vico. Problem is, CB is dead. Nier has lost a lot of damage. Fourth is a 3-man Dawnbreaker stun. Perhaps the Starbreaker is enough. Hobbs is dead on Viper. Will disconnect from the game. Nier will bash PMA. In comes Sasquatch. The Avalanche to toss the pause from Nier. So we are at the point now where there's a jug in the middle being tossed in the air. Look at this man. He is in the stratosphere right now. Simply waiting to return to his Dota 2 adventures, but he has Omni Slash. He will not die to the Avalanche Toss combination. So perhaps Radiant are in a good spot to fight right now. Festival has a step, but no remnants, so there's no way to stop this jug from using the Omni Slash. That will be a very dead Tiny if he elects to use it. Wait, he's dead to the step in by Festival. The damage was too much. PMA is simply dead, and then they bash the Razor, and the Razor is dead. They turn it around instantly. They move to Phoenix, and Phoenix is tossed towards Nier. The Remnant on top. The Phoenix will die. The damage was simply too much. And again, the lone survivor has been avalanched. He'll turn with the Starbreaker, but there is no way out. The E-Blade of Festival finishing the job. That is a full 5-man wipe for Draiden Fanclub, and suddenly the lead is ballooned to 18k. Oh my! One more fight like that, and we're going to be seeing some GG calls. Radiant will glyph. They will delay the inevitable. But top T3 is still going to fall. Question is, are the racks going to fall? Nier has no Aegis. And Radiant have 5 heroes to defend with. Everybody has respawned into the game. And as a result, Draiden Fanclub will play it slow. They have no need to play it fast. They know they have the lead. They know they have map control. And they'll wait for a good opportunity. Step in by Festival gets instantly uled by Nova. He's now bashed on the Void Spirit. However, he will dissimulate away. Dispose on Sasquatch. The Tiny will fall, and now Radiant move their attention to DOS and Toss. Poor DOS. Gets annihilated by Vico and PMA, but still, it's Draiden Fanclub on the run. All 3 cores alive, but have been spotted. Hobbs will turn. Manta dodge on Viper Strike leads to an Omni Slash from PMA. Hobbs will die. Sasquatch buys back Radiance. Has a Supernova. Perhaps. Okay, Sasquatch will cancel his TP. A wise decision, but still. That is 3 deaths on the Dire side and a buyback committed. That will not turn around the game single-handedly, but if you're the Radiant side of Moozy is Crying, that is a good first step. You get some gold flowing, get some gold pumping, get 3 kills, get that buyback on that 4 support, but still, the game state is quite bad. We cannot sugarcoat it too much. The Ursa has finished in Abyssal Blade. He is almost at Satanic. This man is powerful. Perhaps the Draiden fan club may wait for that 3rd Roshan of the game. It is going to be a while until that, though. It has only been 4 minutes and 30 seconds since that 2nd Roshan died. So we're looking at 3.5 minutes to up to 6.5 minutes for that 3rd Roshan of the game. Which means, barring a decisive team fight before that, we will be farming for a little while. Sasquatch is not playing like a man who has no buyback, but Sasquatch has no fear. Just walks up slowly, Avalanche tosses the wave, and walks away. He says, you know what? Do something about it. It turns out Radiant really can't do anything about it. So he's fine. Festival seems to want to fight. He's looking bottom lane, sees 4th Yorlingus. I don't think that is a soul kill he can make happen. He will simply grab the wave and step away, back towards his teammates who can complete that kill. Looking at Dire Vision, they see a Phoenix in his own tri-camp, but they're waiting for a bigger kill. 4th Yorlingus is certainly possible in this bottom lane. He shows, uses Starbreaker, walks away again, but for now, Dire move their attention to the mid T2 and the Phoenix. Both will die, Phoenix, then the tower. And if they want to, they can force out high ground for the buyback. Hobbs has Shard on Viper, Ursa has a lot of items. They will, instead of going top or mid, go bottom instead. They have the wave there. The wave will come in mid lane soon as well. Radiant are pinging, they want to defend, rebound in, but no dispose. It was not in range. So now the T3 is dead. Sasquatch blink, Avalanche, but the BKB from Vico. He'll turn with the Refresher Orb. 2 Eye of the Storms have been activated. Hobbs is dead, but Nier wants vengeance. Again, Festival arrives in. The Supernova is active. Nier is dead as well. Oh no, they turn it around. All 3 cores are dead. Das is going to die as well as 4 heroes dead on the side of Draiden fan club. And Moozy is crying. Suddenly, again, have shown another big sign of life. I don't think they're going to high ground or anything, but that is certainly the right move to make right there. There are tier 2s to be grabbed. Hell, there's a tier 1 to be grabbed, so there's a lot of gold that is unclaimed via these towers. And there is a lot to be gained right now for Vico and company. They run down middle lane. The T2 tower, the likeliest of targets, but actually Radiant have split away. PMA is still bottom. He grabs the T1. We're seeing 4th Yorlingus top lane hitting that top T2. Vico and Nova remain middle lane, but this tower is in nearly pristine condition. Perhaps instead they'll put their attention on this top tier 2 tower, grab that top tier 2, parlay it into an outpost. But again, we're seeing heroes on the Draiden fan club side respawn. Hobbs is back. Doss is back. Avalanche tossed on 4th Yorlingus into Doss's Scotty hits. 4th is low, but not low enough. He'll turn with BKB on to Hobbs. Hobbs is silenced and eviscerated by PMA and now dead and actually has no buyback still. That will be no Viper for over a minute. Radiant certainly will grab that top tier 2 tower. And there are still plenty more outer towers to grab, that being the middle and the bottom one. Dire are still ahead by a wide margin, 11k, 10k now, but still. It was at a certain point 20,000 gold ahead for the side of the Dire. That lead has been cut in half. The win probability has moved from 92% at that 20k net worth peak to now 64%, a clear swing in the proprietary Dota AI. The game has not been thrown yet, but it is certainly, like, if we were making a 12-step plan to throw the game, we're about 5 steps in right now at this point. We can no longer deny the throw has begun to occur, but it's still in manageable range for the side of Draiden Fanclub. They are still in the lead, but the momentum certainly is not favorable. Top lane, Festival steps in, steps out, looked for a soul kill on Nova, but Nova had the Yules to dodge enough damage and escape. Festival has no steps, but PMA could not blink and abyssal him. So Void Spirit will not die. Looking over at our good old buddy Roshan, he's alive again for the 3rd time this game. It was a middle-of-the-road respawn. Dire have smoked on 3, DOS, Sasquatch, and Hobbs into the Radiant tri-camp. They post up at the high grounds. Radiant stand low ground. Blink Avalanche toss on PMA. Infestival step in, but the spin's off in time. Near, Blink Missile brings down CB, and Radiant will BKB and turn. Hobbs is dead, but they want Near. Bigger kill. Supernova, Sunray, Omni Slash, the Link, Near, half HP, dropping. He's so low. He's stunned again by Supernova, and he's dead on the Near Ursa. And has no buyback. CB has bought space, distracting both Dire supports. DOS will freezing field, but he's bashed again by PMA. There is no escape. 3 dead for no exchange. Nobody died on the Radiant side but CB. Actually, the 1 hero died, but he bought back, so he's alive. And Radiant will claim that 3rd Roshan of the game, the Aegis, the cheese, the free Aghanim Scepter, the spoils for the Radiant team. Sasquatch, he's nearby. Blink, Avalanche, toss. But that will not work. He'll force Staff out of the pit, but PMA will chase with that blink. Disposed to follow. Festival steps in, still wants the Roshan, who grabs it. Festival grabs it. Oh my, he gets something out of it. But the cheese and the Ags still go to the Radiant. Festival will step away, having grabbed something, but he still needs to live. He will assimilate, he will blink, and he should survive, so a good salvage there by Festival, getting something from the Roshan pit, getting at least 1 of the 3 items, but 2... Where's the cheese? Was the cheese eaten in there? Where'd the cheese go? We're going back. Where'd the cheese go? Okay, we are on cheese watch. Cheese. On the floor. Is it eaten? It was eaten for mana. Interesting. But still, fantastic play there by Festival to grab that Roshan, to grab the Aegis. Has a lot of game there. Problem is, the fight was still an absolute disaster for the side of Draiden Fanclub. And we're at the point now where, remember I mentioned how that 20k lead became a 10k lead? Well, that 10k lead has lost its 0. It's now a 1k lead. So the lead is... It's not really there anymore now, is it? It's been chipped at and chiseled at and pickaxe chopped, and it is simply lost. The Radiant have seized it back. We are seeing Dire split the map, but 4th is hunting. He finds Hobbs. Festival will actually engage as well on 4th Urlingus. He'll BKB, Solar Guardian in place as his teammates arrive. Now it's Hobbs and Festival on the run. Sasquatch will rendezvous. Perhaps he wants to counter-engage. He has Blink, he has Force, he has Avalanche and Toss, and he knows 4th Urlingus has no BKB, but instead, it's PMA looking for Near. It's a carry-on-carry battle. Festival steps in, finding Nova. Nova is dead, but Dire need more than a Phoenix. They see Vico. Vico has 2 BKBs. Will use 1 and walk away. So Dire gets something But they need more than a Phoenix. They need to grab a significant quantity of map control. They're circling the Radiant Tri-Camp. They will understandably put wards up if they have them, but they only have one. So instead of wards being placed, it will be a ward being placed. And now Dire will begin to grab some of their net worth lead back. They know they have the map control. They know Radiant are playing in their base. So as a result, they will at least get a few thousand gold in their favor. But the lead of the past is long gone. It has been evaporated. It has been eviscerated. It is simply a figment of history. Engineer, who was very recently a 1-death Ursa Bear, is now a 3-death Ursa Bear. And it's one of those heroes where every death you have, especially in this stage of the game, dramatically hurts your ability to snowball. There was a point where he was an item up on PMA's Jug. No longer. Now he is an item back on PMA's Jug. PMA will get blinked upon, but has the Trickster's Cloak. He read it Sasquatch like a book. And sure, the net worth lead is a bit misleading. PMA did get that free Ags from Roshan, but regardless, the results are the same. PMA is battling at a higher level than Nier, simply because he has 5,000 net worth more of items. And we saw in the early fights, Nier was able to run at PMA, and PMA could not stand his ground. But now PMA, he's got the Basher, he has Swift Slash, he has Omni Slash. He is ready to be engaged upon. If you do not burst this man in Abyssal Duration and chain stun him from 100 to 0, he will turn to something. And with that something, it may simply be the fight contribution needed to turn it around. We've seen that in the last few fights where Moozy is crying, where they once again turn it around. For now, for the time being, they will be sitting in their base. Festival actually still has the Aegis for 30 more seconds, but it seems like that one will be expiring in the near future, barring something absolutely wild and crazy occurring in the next 15 seconds, and that will not happen. So the Aegis will expire. And we will again return to the game state of Draiden Fanclub controlling the map. Notice how much more of the map they're farming, but Moozy is crying to know that. They know the Aegis has expired. They've smoked up as 5 into their own Tri-Camp. They scanned. They dropped some Sentry and Observer rewards. But for now, there is no sign of life. They see a dead hard camp, but they don't see the killer of the hard camp. Instead, we are simply moving into the Dire jungle. But again, this gank will miss. The entirety of Draiden Fanclub are elsewhere. They're middle lane, they're bottom lane, they're in the Radiant side jungle. So both teams will loosely group as 5, farm relatively tightly together. Dire are pinging high ground, and they're going to smoke onto the high ground. They're going to find out what we know very soon. There's no heroes on this high ground. Hobbs hits the barracks. TP back before killing us has been tossed up. Can they kill him? The missile from Nier. Half HP, 1 quarter HP, but he's healing up with the crit. Again, he'll turn the 2-man stun. The missile from PMA. Fourth year Lingus is dead, but Radiant are looking to turn. Supernova will stun a ton of heroes, perhaps. Omni Slash. But no, nobody's dead but DOS. CB dead. Radiant have 3. They're fighting in a 3v4. PMA is being kited around by Hobbs currently. Step in, silence, all 3 heroes. The toss in the air. Nova dead. 3 down. It is now Vico and PMA on the defense. No Omni Slash for Jug. No BKB for Razor. And that will mean barracks to fall. Range racks, melee racks, both dead in the bottom lane. And now Dire turn their attention for more. Middle lane, their current target, but again, the force, the toss, not enough. There was no toss to a target. Sasquatch is dead. Radiant, look for more. They find DOS. DOS will glimmer. He's living for now. The Plasma Field will bring down the Crystal Maiden. Dire have lost both supports. Neither have a buyback currently. Nier wants to salvage the situation. Has the Blink and Abyssal, but cannot find an errant target. Radiant will again stay grouped. And they actually move their attention to that fourth Roshan of the game. It cannot be alive yet. It has only been 7.5 minutes since the third Roshan fell. We're at the point now where we're looking at some key buybacks, and basically every key buyback is not available right now. Jug and Ursa lack the gold. Razor lacks the gold. Tiny lacks the gold. Phoenix, Crystal Maiden, Dawnbreaker. Oh, sorry, Dawnbreaker. All on cooldown. We may be seeing some of these buybacks being farmed very soon. Some of these heroes are quite close gold-wise, so when this next fight happens, we may have 6 buybacks or more available. That may be the priority of both of these carries and the Razor. But before that, it's a smoke as 4. PMA will actually get his blink cancelled by Hobbs's Stormcrafter. Passive damage. The passive damage on Stormcrafter likely saved Hobbs's life. PMA could not blink after his smoke was broken to Abyssal and locked down the Viper. Viper, knowing that something was up, knowing his Stormcrafter, was like, hey, it zapped somebody, I better blink away, manages to escape. The little things in Dota have gone in favor of Hobbs. Back to Roshan. We now know it will be alive in the very, very near future. It will be alive in 12 seconds. As a result, both of these teams will turn their attention again to the pits. Nier walks in. Roshan, it just respawned after he left the pit. Oh no! But DOS! Okay, now they've spotted Roshan. Now Dire knows Roshan is there. Nier will once again walk back into the Roshan pits. He will attack the fourth Roshan of the game. The spoils are colossal. The Aegis, the cheese, the Shard of Refreshing, and the free Aghanim Scepter. Scepter to Nier. Aegis to Hobbs. Cheese to Sasquatch. And Refresher to Das, who probably should have Festival, but he will not. He will keep it on Das. Dire again smoke it up. They know their targets. Correction, 2 targets. It is the middle barracks and the top barracks. For now, though, Radiant are defending. PMA hits the wave. Sasquatch is hunting for a Blink, Force, Avalanche, and Toss combination. He wants to find a good target, but for now, Moozy's Crying are not giving them the opportunity. They're playing it slow. They're playing it patiently. They know the stakes. We do have 6 buybacks available to go. Dire have 6 lives and a cheese, not counting buybacks. So they have more resources to play with than the Radiants do, but Radiant have fought this game in one fights down 20k. It is not unheard of. Remember, they made a comeback down 20k, back to 1k. Problem is, it's once again back to 20k. Draiden and Fanclub have fully regained their lead and then some. It's up to 22k now. Again, it's a smoke, but this time from the Radiant side as 4, leaving their base. They're sitting around 4th Yorlingus right now. Dire will split. Hobbs pushes in the top wave. The remainder of the team may look to enter the Radiant base via the bottom lane. But Radiant are not giving the opportunity for a target to get jumped by the Abyssal Blade Ursa. But again, they still, on this Dire side, desperately want to go in. They are sitting in the shadows, ready for the right jump, for the right pickoff. They know if they can get this Dawn Breaker, or if they can get this Phoenix kill, that neither have a buyback, if they've been keeping track. For now, though, the waves will enter into the base. They'll get immediately killed, however. Hobbs hits the range rack's bottom lane. But there will be no significant siege. Blink by PMA basses Sasquatch, but Sasquatch is fine. And now Dire again will slow siege the range racks. Hobbs is hitting it. Hobbs will not finish the job by its right clicks, but the poison attack debuff will finish the job. He now again turns to the bottom racks. But no, the dispose in on Viper. He will lose E to Sasquatch. Comes with the avalanche and toss. But Dire are actually dying. Near half HP. Festival half HP. Hobbs returns. The PMA will focus down Hobbs. Radiant turn to Tiny. Tiny will force himself, but there is no way out. They move to DOS. DOS. E2 is dead, and PMA will blink onto Near. Near will Satanic and Abyssal. He has the Enrage, but he's just so low. He's linked. He'll TP. That will not work. He will be used in the air and brought down by all 5 members of Moozy is Crying. Dire have lost 4, and the Aegis and the Cheese. They have already bought back on their Viper. They likely will need to buy back on the Ursa and the Tiny. They still have no buyback. But no, Festival has created a distraction. He solo killed CB and will walk away. Him and Hobbs are bottom lane. They see Vico. Vico has BKB on cooldown. If they kill him, it's a massive kill. The Blink, the Hex, the Assimilate. Can they get the Razor? 1/3 HP. He's dropping. He's low. He's glimmered, but he's dead. Dispose on Festival, but Razor is already dead. The rebound in by CB, looking for Void Spirit, who turns again onto the Marcy. He's stunned now by the Starbreaker. Festival again will get away to the Dire base. Radiant are there, but only on 2 heroes. It's Nova and PMA. PMA will get away. Nova, not so lucky. Again, Nova is dead. But this time he will have buyback. He has just gotten it off cooldown. So Draiden Fanclub, down a number of key heroes, had to use some buybacks on 4 of them. That is the Viper, Tiny, Crystal Maiden, and Ursa buybacks all committed. But they can get some buybacks and buildings in exchange. Razor and Phoenix. Currently both are dead. Dire want to again move into this Radiant base. They see PMA. PMA is slowed by Viper Strike. But Dire cannot lock him down. They move their attention to the middle T3 tower. It is glyphed. And it will live for now. But now is a fleeting moment. The T3 will die. Sasquatch shows his face. PMA blinks in. Has Abyssal Blade. Has not used it yet. Nova buys back. Vico will not need to use it. The Avalanche, the toss on PMA. He's hexed. He's low. He's dead. But Radiant look to turn on in. They engage with everybody they can. CB will die to Hobbs, but Radiant want more kills. PMA buys back. Walks to the high ground. Festival steps away. Vico hexes Hobbs. DOS dead. That is a dieback. They move to Hobbs. He will die. That is a dieback. They now move to Near, who will blink away from PMA, but PMA still hunts. Back to the Dire base. Sasquatch is there. 4th Year Lingus looks to defend, and he will defend. Sasquatch wants to hit buildings. He knows there's opportunity. He hits the melee rack's top lane, but he's been stunned. The Abyssal has not been used. Will not even be needed, apparently. Now is used. But Sasquatch is dead. He looked for the rat play, lost his life, and now Dire have 3 different diebacks. That is no Crystal Maiden, Viper, or Tiny for well over a minute. And again, we see the play from Festival and company, this time Near, looking to make a move into the Radiant base. They want a straggler. They want to make a salvaging play. Problem is Radiant have ignored their base this time. Vico, Nova, PMA walk middle lane. They know the stakes. They know the diebacks. Festival will cut. There will be no longer any more middle lane creeps. The Radiant have one massive wave. Festival may attempt to kill it, and if he can, it will be absolutely colossal. But Radiant have a Hex. If he steps in, it may be his life. Fantastic to simulate from Festival again. But the wave has some creeps. The Abyssal, the Hex, Festival low, Festival dead. But he does have buyback. Radiant hit tier 4s. One is dead. Radiant have 5 in the base. Tier 4 dead and dire. Only 2 defenders thrown under attack. Thrown low, thrown dead. And Moozy is crying. We'll take game number 1 over Draiden Fanclub. Holy. If your Moozy is crying, that's a win you are very, very happy with. If you're Draiden Fanclub, that's a game that got out of your hands twice. You had the game, you threw it away. You had the game again, you threw it away a second time. And I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And if you're Draiden Fanclub, I'm sure they are slightly ashamed with that loss. Zero doubt about it. And if you're Dawson Company, it's time to once again reset the comms. Get ready for game number 2, because there will be a game number 2. There will be a chance for vengeance. And if you're Draiden Fanclub, you need to start turning these losses into W's. Currently, they are 3 games under 500. And we're at the point now where the naysayers were saying this team is overpowered. They are rigged. They are going to roll the league. Well, here we are. We're midway through. They are 3 games under 500. It's looking a lot like the Dwight Howard, Kobe Bryant Lakers right now. The so-called super team that the naysayers said was too rigged for the league is currently floundering. But every game is a new game. There's always time to turn it around. And we will be headed in to game number 2. Once we have it. Currently, we are not in game number 2. I am going to continue casting from Dota TV, as if I want to go in the lobby, I would have to reset my stream. And I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. Here's some graphs. Check out this graph. You can see the clear phase of the game. Neutral game state. Dire winning. Radiant comeback. Dire winning. And the fateful Radiant comeback to win the game. Check out this player net worth. We saw for the majority of the game. Check out this green line. That's near on the Ursa. Look how much further ahead he was of every other hero in the game. But eventually, as the fight started to go Radiant's favor, PMA gets the free ags as well. And suddenly ends up ahead of near net worth lives for those key late game fights for the majority of that time. It gets a little bit tangled towards the end, but still. I am being asked to give a most impactful rating for game number 1. And I believe I'm going to give it to PMA on the jug. I think he had a lot of key jumps there. Playing with that Blink and Abyssal Blade. I think it was the correct item build. Many a jug player may have gone for a different item build. Perhaps a Scotty. But PMA knew it is time to buy the Blink in the Abyssal. And he maneuvered many of those key mid and late game fights for the comeback correctly on that jug. So I will give him my MVP nods for that 15-2 and 17 jug. I need to grab my laundry, don't I? I really need to grab my laundry soon. So once we are into the lobby for game 2, I'm going to grab my laundry and probably grab some more water. But we are still waiting for that, You know what? We'll get there eventually. I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to, where is this? Is it this one? Yeah, there it is. I'm going to put that right here. I'm going to be right back, and I will see you all soon. I have obtained dry laundry from the drying machine. I need to go, We are now in for the lobby of game number 2. And we are going to... Wait, I reload my Dota, don't I?
Radiant team ban.
It occurred to me. I didn't update my Dota earlier. Got a Dota update to do. I'm pretty sure I had to update my Dota earlier, and I just never updated it. I just ignored the, I need to update Dota notification. I was like, you know what could possibly go wrong? Turns out nothing went wrong after about minute 1. We missed first blood because we had a Dota TV bug thanks to the update, but then it worked out. It all worked out. Let's take that off my stream. There we go. But we are going to be doing a draft featuring my great co-commentator, me folding laundry, putting it in the drawers. That is going to be what I am doing for the next few minutes. I will comment when I hear things. Oh, there we go. I hear Dawnbreaker and Zeus. That's cool. It's going to be a 5-pick Dawnbreaker again, but this time for Draiden Fanclub. It was picked the last game by the side of Moozy is crying for 4th Yorlingas. But this time around, we are turning tail. We are flipping allegiances. And it will be a Dawnbreaker for... We don't know yet. Depends what role it is. Could be maybe one of those heroes where people love to mention a hero that can be played 1 to 5 roles. And it's very rare that you ever get a hero that truly can be played in all 5 1 to 5 roles. But Dawnbreaker is one of the rare exceptions. Whereas a hero who truly can be played in each and every of the 5 roles currently, there are some where it's certainly better and more popular than others, but all 5 are certainly viable. Certainly good, even. Speaking of things that are in vogue, it is a Clockwork pick to join the in vogue Zeus pick for Moozy is Crying. Pro players, pub players alike, and amateur players, they love this this Zeus clock hero. Zeus is being picked a lot. Clock's being picked a lot. What's being picked right now? People love their Zeus. They love their Clockwork. Nothing too shocking right there. But Draiden Fanclub, they say, you know what, we're going to buck some meta trends, go for an old classic, one of Nier's best heroes, Medusa. We're going to go with our carry player and his preferred hero selection this time around. Even then, he was playing the Ursa Bear last game, a hero he likes to play, but... You think about Nier heroes, a lot of these, like, fundamentally built-in farming tool type carries. And Ursa with Beef Fury certainly is capable of farming, but he is not a built-in farming tool type carry the way Medusa is with Split Shot, later buying items like Manta. For now, though, Mars is selected by Moozy is Crying, likely to play in the offlane for 4th Yorlingas. Should be fun to see what he does on this hero if memory serves. He is very, very competent on the Mars hero. So it should be fun to see exactly what he does with that Mars. I'm excited, at least. That's always a good sign. Me being excited for things. We are seeing Draiden Fanclub. They are eating into their reserve time right now. Thinking about that 16 pick. Perhaps deciding where they're going to put that Dawnbreaker to an extent. Saying maybe we'll put it in a core role, maybe we'll put it in a support role. Maybe they don't know yet. Maybe they're still trying to flex it around. They want to continue that flex all the way to 23. Maybe that's on their mind right now. Could be. We'll see. Game score is right, by the way. Game score is correct. Game score is correct for those who are wondering. It is not somebody messing up. No, Moozy is Crying won game 1, which I feel like it's one of those things where off of perception you'd be surprised, but off of team records it shouldn't be too surprising. Going into the series, Moozy is Crying were 6-4, Draiden Fanclub were 5-7. So off of team record alone, one would indicate, oh, this PMA captain's team probably should win. But of course, that does not explain the full story. There are a number of long-term, veteran, successful players on this Draiden fan club side. Season 4 Lance Champion Doss, two-time Lance Champion Sasquatch, a very successful Lance Carrion Mir, and a very successful Lance offlaner over the last 3 seasons in Hobbs. And yet they're now 5-8, I believe. What can you do? For now, they will lock in Disruptor and Night Stalker, meaning Dawnbreaker will either be 4 or it will be mid. I am assuming, likely correctly, that it will be Medusa in the safe lane, Disruptor in the 5 role, Night Stalker in the 3 role. I would be a little bit shocked if any of those 3 statements I just said were not true. Though it is certainly possible. I wouldn't rate it as impossible. I would rate it as improbable, you know? Okay, let's take the earbuds back on again. I'm good with laundry for now. I don't need to do any more laundry. I'm back. I'm ready to roll.
Radiant team back.
And we have an 18-pick Terrorblade for Moozy is Crying. That's nice. High armor hero into the Dawnbreaker. Very good reflection illusion against Medusa. A lot of options here for this Terrorblade player. I know there certainly have been some naysayers in terms of Terrorblade. There have been a good bit less Terrorblades picked as of recently, but there are still some Terrorblade believers out there who think, hey, this hero is still very good. And perhaps PMA, being the drafter, being the character player today, is still one of them saying, you know what, I like the Terrorblade. Broken hero, I want Terrorblade, let's win some Dota.
5 seconds remaining.
Reserve time on Draiden Fan Club is very low. For Moozy is Crying, it's still 1:18 remaining.
Radiant team pick.
And both teams think a middle laner is in the cards.
10 seconds remaining.
There's less than 10 seconds almost now until this Draiden... It's less than 10 seconds now to this Draiden Fan Club pick. We have 6 seconds of reserve time.
Dire team pick.
And we will get the Underlord pick. Which means either we're going to see a Night Stalker mid, or an Underlord mid, or a Dawnbreaker mid, with Night Stalker or Underlord being a support, which is,
10 seconds remaining.
either way you slice it, interesting.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm actually quite shocked by this pick. It's not that far-fetched, but it's still shocking to me. I'm still surprised by it, you know? Yeah. This is an interest. I love seeing these interesting picks sometimes. It's certainly one of the more interesting picks I've seen in a bit. Is this going to be an Underlord mid, perhaps, for Draiden Fan Club? That would be interesting if it was the case. It seems like Moozy is Crying are about as surprised as I am. They're spending all of their reserve time on this ultimate pick of the drafts. They're like, you know what? Little Pangolier.
Select your hero.
Sure, it's not a perfect Pangolier game, but it's a pretty damn good Pangolier game. Likely for the middle lane, and it will be a middle lane Pangolier for Vico. The Mars will be 3, so Dire's draft as expected. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Zeus 4, Clockwork 5, Mars offlane, Terrorblade for the carry, and Pangolier mid. For Draiden Fanclub, though, that's where things get a little bit interesting, because it will be Hobbs playing the Underlord. Thought it might be Underlord mid for a second. Ended up not being the case. Instead, it will likely be Sasquatch taking up the 4 Dawnbreaker,
10 seconds
and Festival
remaining.
playing the... Never mind, I was wrong again. It's a 4 Night Stalker and a mid Dawnbreaker. Interesting. I just said interesting a half dozen times. You want to know why? Because it's interesting. This is an interesting draft from the Radiants. But the question is it a good draft? And you know what? Why not? I like it. I think it definitely could work this game. We will have to find out, though. Still think if I had to favor either team, though, I would favor this Moozy's Crying side, the Dire side. I like their draft. I think their draft makes sense. Maybe that's my bias because Dire have a normal draft and Radiant have whatever smorgasbord we have on their side here, but still, I think it's a very good Terrorblade game. I think Dire may struggle to kill the Terrorblade. Maybe I'm dead wrong about that, but I like this Terrorblade game. I think PMA, after having a fantastic Game 1 performance, could follow it up again with a fantastic Game 2 performance. However, if...
Prepare
Correction, water. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of some Lads Season 10 action. It is Draiden Fanclub, who lost game 1 in 56 minutes to Moozy is Crying, the victor of game 1. It will be game 2 and game 2 only. If it is a 1-1, we'll walk away with a 1-1 result. My name is Badger. That's about. Usually I would say something else, but I don't have anything else to say. So we are now coming on in for game number 2. We already see a very early ward being placed by Sasquatch, perhaps to snipe the couriers. Dire are splitting up. Their Terrorblade is currently top. They have 3 heroes in this Radiant side jungle.
That's no good.
So maybe we'll see something interesting, but instead, Radiant will dodge. Sits near his tower. The remainder of the team sits in his Dire side jungle and river area. It should be 2 runes to both teams and nothing too crazy other than that. And that will be the play. We have Dawnbreaker taking on Pangolier middle lane. I have never seen this lane before in my life. And I'm a little bit surprised. This is an interesting play here. That's one of the things a lot of us mentioning is this ward right here. I'm a little bit surprised that Radiant didn't bother to even like block this this small camp. I think it could be a fantastic small camp blocking game, but what can you do? I feel like both these mid laners want the farm, but I guess Dawnbreaker would win the man fights if they occur too heavily, barring some really lucky shots. Seems like top lane, though, will be the interesting lane. If any lane is to be interesting. I don't see this Medusa lane being that rowdy. Nor do I see mid lane getting that crazy.
courier has been killed.
Top lane, couriers will fall. Sasquatch snipes 2 couriers. Tango and Sentry Ward on CB's courier, and PMA's courier was on the return trip. That is 2 couriers dead. Killed by Sasquatch. Yeah, I should probably clip this right now. It's anthological, but yeah, you remember he mentioned last time we casted this Radiant team, Festival and company not. Ignore that. Stop blaming the Arsene attempt on Hobbs. Hobbs is fine. He'll survive. Radiant actually turned on the CB. CB cannot man fight any further. He must back off. But he mentioned Festival not to place wards, like right here, in this sort of area, in this sort of area. And he did not listen clearly because, once again, lo and behold, ward is here. What can you do?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
What can you do? We are back again to CB using battery assault in the top lane, but this time he once again cannot man fight. He'll back off from Hobbs, who's just a little bit too strong right now. A wee bit too powerful. And Sasquatch, knowing battery assault is on cooldown, will man up for a little bit. Looking over at CS, there's multiple Radiant cores currently struggling. Underlord and Medusa are their names. Bottom lane, 4th year Lingus nearly dies. Does not die. Nova almost dies as well, but also does not die. So perhaps, if these heroes were truly forced out of lane, Medusa could recover her farm. Right now, she's 7-0 versus Mars' 12-3. Certainly behind in that lane. And same is true of Hobbs, who's 9-5 versus Terrorblade's 14-8. So both Radiant side lane cores not having a great time right now. Festival is having a good time. He is once again ahead of Vico. He actually may not have been ahead last game. I think Vico might have been ahead at the state. Bottom lane, first blood on Nier. Did not expect that. Should have caught that. You know what? Nah, it's fine. Probably a spear combination there to bring down the Medusa. Top lane, Meta and Cogs have been used, and Sasquatch will fall, so it's 2 kills for Moozy is crying. And from the early game, it just seems like a lot of this game may be on Festival. He will have 6 very soon. You see Nova deny to the tower, by the way, at the tier 2 tower. But a lot of this game may be on Festival to make big plays. And there are big play opportunities for sure. Top lane, Hobbs will tick down to PMA's and Meta's hits. And now Sasquatch is running at PMA, but again, PMA will walk away from Sasquatch. Void is available again. The damage will be a little bit too low, especially with those raindrops being there on the Terrorblade. So Festival is going to hit 6 soon on that Dawnbreaker, and if you are the Dawnbreaker this game, it is time to perhaps salvage your team's side lanes. They are not going well. You see Nova simply jumping outside the kinetic field. Thank you, Val, for that one, but Nova will get away nice and easily. Over to top lane again, CB walks in, but lacks the mana for Battery Assault, so should not be a kill in this top lane for a little bit longer. Back to bottom lane again. 4th year Lingus nearly dies. Has to spear Nier's Medusa away not to die. Back to top again. Sasquatch. It is nighttime, but he's only level 3. He has 1 point in that passive. He's running at couriers. Correction. Running at bounty runes. But there are play opportunities. Festival can TP in. He does have that Solar Guardian if he wants to be anywhere.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Top lane, Hobbs and Sasquatch are prepped to dive. Sasquatch is diving, but there will not be a death quite yet. We are seeing Underlord recover his game quite nicely, though. He is 26-11 CS-wise, and is diving PMA's Terror Blade. Mars is being gone on bottom lane as well, but top lane, it's Hobbs in the cogs. Soul Guardian to heal the other core Underlord. They'll turn to PMA who dies, that's Celestial Hammer, and they'll dive with the Starbreaker on CB. CB will fall, it's 2 kills. 1 to Festival, 1 to Sasquatch in bottom lane. Fourth year Lingus walked away from Nier and Doss, but ooh, Nier nearly finds the kill anyways on the Mars. So Radiance seem to have turned around their fortunes. The lanes seem to be going a good bit better. Nova hunts for a kill on Doss. Doss has been spotted. He will die in the trees, but it is only a 4-3 kill lead for the side of Moozy is crying. They'll hunt for a 5th kill top lane, but CB will not find any kill for the time being with that battery assault usage. It will now end. We are seeing Vico solo farming top lane, as once again we're seeing Festival rotate towards the top lane. He's still in this area, pressuring out Terrorblade, and Terrorblade is once again caught in his own jungle at the edge towards the top lane. CB is nearby, but there is no escape for Terrorblade, and the early lane started so well for Terrorblade, but at this point, it has turned terrible. I mean, he is 2 deaths, only 26 last hits at minute 8, and his game is not getting better anytime soon, it appears. CB is being run at in his own jungle by Sasquatch and Festival. Sasquatch will Mango and Void. CB will Rocket Flare as Cogs and Jude won't survive 4-2. The hammer from Festival finishing the job. During all of that, we see in the bottom lane 4th year Lingus and Nova bringing down Doss. Nier will TP away from the danger. Nova actually could have sticked and lightning bolted if he saw Medusa TPing, but did not see it in time. And as all of that happened, we did see that top T1 go down, but Dire will look to trade. Radiant look to defend, however. Hobbs has arrived at bottom lane, and Doss will pause. Ay, ay, ay. Boss, that pun was awful and you should feel bad. But I digress. They see Hobbs bottom lane. Dire have all 5 heroes nearby. They're diving under vision. Arena on 2. Fourth-wheel Lingus will get glimpsed, but only a moderate distance. Reflection hits on 2. Festival to rise, be stunned by Vico. Cogs, Rolling Thunder. The huge combination. Doss and Hobbs are both dead, and Festival will hammer forward, bringing down Nova. He brings down 4th year Lingus, and Sasquatch arrives. Will send to bring down PMA. It's now a 3-for-2 in Radiant's favor. Festival dodge at the swashbuckle as CB will Cogs away from Sasquatch, but Festival again will hammer in for Vico. Starbreaker, the last hit dodge, so no stun, but Sasquatch and Festival click down that Pangolier. It's 4 kills for Radiant, and they want a 5th kill under that tower. Sasquatch is diving, he's still ascended. The Cogs, the hammer in, 5 kills for the Radiant's team, a 5-for-2 trade. But Dire, it's been so long, they've respawned. Thunder God's Wrath and a spear under tower on Festival. That will end up being a 5-for-3 trade. Dire lose everybody, Radiant lose 3. And during all that, guess who's farming? It's Nier, who is currently 6th in net worth, but you give him space like this and he will recover his game at some point quite soon.
Radiant structures are fortified.
A lot of deaths for a minute 9 fights. It truly is. Bottom tier 1 goes down. Dire did not even need their siege unit to do it. So perhaps we will see a movement now towards the middle T1 tower. Dire have a siege unit there. And we are seeing pings. But the pings seem to be on Doss instead. Doss was caught in his own jungle. Radiant have an observer ward. Not sure if Dire know about it. They definitely do know about it. Dire Siege unit remains alive, and it actually will not be killed by the tower. Sasquatch will void forth your Lingus. Arena Hookshot are both committed for the Night Stalker into the Spear, into the roll. So Festival will arrive to bring down forth your Lingus, and actually Radiant are still alive on all 5. Sasquatch walks away as Radiant focus down the clockwork. He's run towards Nier and Festival. CP will high five and fall. That's 2 kills for Draiden and Fanclub. There'll be a 3rd kill as well, perhaps on Nova, who just jumps outside the kinetic field, and Sasquatch will pause. I'm assuming for lag reasons, but I hope he is cursing. I hope he's cursing Ice Frog for that kinetic field interaction right there. Because what can you do?
What you expected?
Oh, what can you do?
Hobbs, I don't think is going to be in range of that Pit of Malice, but he does have Fiend's Gate if he wants to chase. Actually, it's 2,000 units minimum, so perhaps he'll have to go, like, over here to get into this one. Nova is still on the run, and Glimpse is on cooldown. Hammer is in. It will tick Nova a little bit further, but did not slow him. Now it's a pit on 1 from Hobbs. It is the Mars in the pit, but we'll walk outside of the pit, so there will be no 3rd kill on that Zeus, thanks to that heavenly jump. And as a result, we are back to our favorite stage of the game. It is farm time. Currently, Radiant are up by less than 1k net worth. Pangolier is number 1 in net worth, but he is neck and neck with the Dawnbreaker. Medusa remains that 6 core net worth wise, but he's farming stacks at Tri-Camp. Dire Smoke S3, it's Zeus, Mars, and Clockwork. Hookshot in, but does not stun Nier. Thunder God's Wrath activated. Cogs will knock back Nier. It's an arena on 2, but a static storm from Boss, so there's no spear. Vico gets glimpsed away, and now Radiance are looking to turn it around. They'll bring down CB. They head to Nova as Vico again. The Arcane Rune is rolling in for Nier. Nova is dead, but Nier remains alive. Nier is just so low. Vico cannot finish that job. So as a result, Pangolier will attempt to get away, but Sasquatch is ascending. He sees Vico. He again will swashbuckle. Sasquatch still wants to hunt, but he will be content with 2 kills for his team. It's a 2-for-0 trade in favor of the side of Draiden Fanclub.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's some good water. That is some good water. CB has Hookshot, sees Nier, but that is one very hard kill to get on that Medusa. And he will not even try for it. If we are on Medusa watch, she is now up to 5th in net worth and climbing at a moderate pace. Festival still is number 1 in net worth. Correction, it's again Vico. It's Pangolier and the Dawnbreaker. Very close in terms of net worth again.
Radiant's tower is under attack.
Looking at PMA on the Terrorblade, he is currently 4th in net worth. Not too far ahead of the Medusa. He's looking to play with Yasha and Shreds in the bottom lane Tri-Camp sort of area. And he's going for a possibly very early oriented build here, where he's going Yasha into straight BKB. He is scared, potentially, of Radiant making plays with that Solar Guardian, with the Fiend's Gate, with the Ascension from Sasquatch, and the Static Storm on top from Thus. So perhaps he's thinking, hey, if these heroes want to run at me so badly, I will buy this Yasha into BKB, and as a result, I will be that much harder to die with that BKB activation.
Radiant are scanning.
Speaking of Radiant, they do smoke up as 3. It is the Gang Squad, Sasquatch, Festival, and Hobbs headed into Dire Jungle. Looking at Radiant Vision, They only see a Pangolier middle lane. They now see Nova, Pit of Malice, Hammer, Starbreaker, more than enough. That will bring down Zeus, but Radiant want more. They have their eyes on the middle T1 tower. The siege unit is in the river. They can make moves for a mid T1 siege. Hobbs, again, will lead the way. The tower defense is currently lacking, but Dire will buy time with that glyph. However, can Radiant keep the siege unit alive? They have run out of creep. Sasquatch is tanking the tower. He's bought the shard, so he will heal up here, and if kept enough time for the siege unit to live. Link Spear, missed by Fortherlingus. Roll from Biko. Thundergod's Wrath on top. Dire want to bring down Night Stalker, who ascended. He's running away. He's trying to survive. He's in the arena, but he's not quite dead yet. Sasquatch will juke it around. Fortherlingus will survive. Sasquatch will not. Now Hobbs is pit on one, but it's a two-man hookshot cogs from CB on two different cores. They are on the inside, but both are surviving. Nier has arrived to the fight. He hits CB. CB is dead, so it is a 1-for-1. It's support for support. Nier remains middle lane, but he is low on mana. He must be somewhat careful. Athos, Pit of Malice, Hammer in, Zeus down. So it will now be a second support kill, the Radiant side, but their siege unit is dead. So if they want this middle tower, it will be difficult. Spear will cancel the Fiend's Gate teleport from Nier. He wanted to go to his fountain to get mana and HP. However, if he leaves, he will not be able to return without a TP. So as a result, he will opt to stay Tricamp as his team runs at Vico. Vico gets Static Storm brought down by the 4 remaining members of Draiden Fanclub as they also run at PMA. They see Terrorblade with that extra night vision, and they will glimpse him back towards the Tricamp into a kinetic field, into a very dead Terrorblade. 2 core kills for Draiden Fanclub. Much more valuable than the kills they actually got in that team fight. And as a result, they now have a 3k net worth lead. Bot T1 and mid T1 on the Dire side are under attack. Nova defends the mid T1, but both these towers are simply going to die. Mid T1 first, understandably. It is now dead, and they can glyph the bot T1 if they hope to defend. Vico has arrived. Siege unit remains there, but actually, it still will be there at about a quarter HP bottom lane for Radiant to later return. For now, they will post up as 3 with the Gang Squad, Hobbs, Sasquatch, and Festival in Dire Tricamp. And again, the night vision, it pays off. They see CB approaching Tricamp. They kill him. Vico, pump fake the roll, cancel it. And again, Radiant get one more kill. They're up to 20 kill. Radiant are getting more than 1 kill per minute at this stage of the game, and they're making an immense amount of space for Nier to farm. I was mentioning earlier Nier, who was 6th in net worth, who was 5th in net worth. No longer, he's 2nd in net worth, only behind the teammates. So Medusa's game has recovered, but Terrorblade's is still not that great. Sure, he's buying that BKB, but he's not quite there yet. Perhaps he'll look to fight with that BKB, but Radiant will look to fight before that time. Thundergod's Wrath will spot out the Gang Squad in the Dire side jungle. The Sasquatch will ascend to engage into the fight. Fortherlingus' blink was cancelled. Radiant's only on 1. DOS will fall. But Dire need more. They see Sasquatch. The spear has been missed. The Sasquatch will get away. Fantastic blink canceling from Sasquatch. What could have been a big arena at the steps area at the entrance to the Dire jungle instead was only an arena on a solo support Night Stalker, thanks to the contributions of Sasquatch. In Radiance, with DOS respawning, want to go for some kills. They have, once again, a smoke on 4. It is everybody but Medusa into the Dire side Tricamp. They see Terrorblade, the Pit, the Static Storm, the Starbreaker. the kill on Terror Blade. And again, the BKB was just now finished. Fuse Gate activated by Hobbs to push in the top lane. The remainder of the team stays at Dire Tricamp. They know PMA wants to farm there. They will not let him farm there. They will kill his stack. They will put up wards and D-wards. And they will remain there to apply pressure into the middle lane. Perhaps even into the bottom lane at some point as well. Nier has rotated to the bottom lane, into his own jungle. He's running at Zeus, spear, hits Medusa, but Glimpse has hit Nova. Nova will jump out of the kinetic field, but he's still spotted by that Thunder Strike. It has now ended, but Medusa has killed the Zeus. The remainder of Draiden Fanclub, other than Festival, head towards 4th Lingus. Spear brings Hobbs back, but 4th is being chased. He'll blink away to the north. Radiant do not see him. Glimpse remains available, but not in range. They want to glimpse the Mars. They will not be able to. So as a result, Radiant want to move instead for the bottom tier 1 tower. All tier 1s on the Dire side are now dead. And they see again the Mars. They want the Mars. But Mars is no easy nut to crack. They'll dive the tier 2 tower to attempt to kill him. Sasquatch will ascend. They want to dive heavily. They'll see the TP in from Nova. 4th is dead. Nova, I don't think he's in glimpse range. And even then, he won't go too far. But even then, Radiant still want to dive. Thunder God's Wrath utilized by Nova, but Radiant again are diving. Vico looks to roll. He will kill Doss, but Affleck shot in by CB on Hobbs. Hobbs is low, but kept alive by Festival. Hammer in, hitting two, but Hobbs, his life cannot be saved. Now it's Festival and Nier, both on the run. PMA will BKB, has a Sunder, he'll Sunder Festival. Festival is low, Lincoln by Vico, Shogash to kill. Sasquatch, he's slow, he's dead. PMA claims the kill on Night Stalker. And at long last, Moozy is crying, have turned it around. They have won the key turnaround team fight in their Tricamp, and they want an even bigger kill on Nier. Nier has no mana. He has no teammates. Static Storm now is there, but it's just too late. Nier is dead. And again, Dire will die for more kills. Doss is in the arena. The spear is too much. That's a full 5-man wipe. And Moozy is crying. Dominantly win the team fight. They will claim the Radiant side middle tier 1 tower. And what a fantastic string of events for the side of Moozy is crying. Oh my lord, Doss, you're such a
unbalanced game.
you're such a Melvin, Doss. Don't do this. Don't quote the rulebook. Nobody knows the rulebook. I don't even know the rulebook. I have in this league. I don't know the rulebook. Don't bring up that rulebook shit. We are seeing a full disconnection from CB, but CB is already reconnected, it appears. Or at least he's in the process of reconnecting. And we are back. CB has returned. Apparently connection timed out. And we are back into the action. Reminder, Moozy is crying are coming off a massive teamfight win, and Draiden Fanclub will be respawning back into the game. Speaking of respawn, that is Hobbs, who is Fiends gated towards the top lane. but he won't be there for too long. Check out the scoreboard. Festival was 10-1 before his death in that team fight. Gave a lot of money to Vico, I believe, with the death there. Yeah, gave a lot of money to Vico via the streak being lost. Speaking of Vico, he's being gone on top lane. He has BKB and Blink. He will utilize the BKB. He's nearly dead, but he is rolling. He's rolling. He's looking to get away, and he will TP away successfully. We are at this point seeing Radiant move into the dire side jungle. They perhaps could put their mind on a slow siege of that top tier 2 tower. That could be their main objective here. Festival has a Deso, and he will smack the tower. Middle lane, Nova and 4th year Lingus are there, but it seems like they will not find a jump despite having an Arcane Rune on the Mars. Back to top lane again. It is Dawnbreaker slapping a tier 2 tower. TP is in from the Mars. Vico is nearby. Vico will get glimpsed, but spear from 4th year lane into the Rebuke into a kill on the Dawnbreaker. Big kill to start the fight, and they move to Hobbs. Hobbs has very few means of escaping. He's being run at by 2 very angry cores. Sasquatch will silence the Mars, but CB and Vico combine to bring down Hobbs. Hookshot in on DOS will stun Disruptor, but it's instead Dire heading towards Night Stalker. Static Storm misses all 4 targets, and DOS will lose his life as well. DOS splits the wickets, and Moozy is crying, claim 4 kills. Here we are, now it is Moozy is crying. For the first time since the laning phase with the net worth lead. They are up by 2k, and given they won the team fight, they head into the Roshan pit. And Roshan, well, for the first time this game, for the 5th time this series, he will fall. He is going to PMA on that Terrorblade. And with the ward in hand, they see Nier farming his Tri-Camp. He can Stone Gaze, he will Stone Gaze. And Solar Guardian will bring his mid lane Festival to the party. It's a 2-man Starbreaker stun. CB the target. CB will die, but the turn is on Festival. PMA man will hit and bring down Festival. Radiant head to PMA, who will BKB and Sunder Nier. PMA will TP Vico. He'll cancel the TP now. It's an arena on only Hobbs. They focus the Underlord. Vico is still rolling. The 4th year Lingus will fall. Sasquatch has ascended, and Radiant will Atos the Terrorblade. Static Storm again utilized. Pangolier will run away, but there is no escape from death. West side, Terrorblade dies to Nier and Hobbs. That is 1 life lost on Terrorblade, and this time there will not be a reincarnation. He will die to the remainder of Draiden Fanclub. That is a major engagement victory for the side of Draiden Fanclub. They kill everybody but the Zeus, and they get the Aegis. What a massive teamfight win. Well, here we go again. Radiant have their eyes on some kind of objective in the Dire Tri-Camp area. Sasquatch will prep the wards. Perhaps it may be kills under a tier 2 tower. PMA has BKB ready to go, but he's stunned by Festival. Static Storm from DOS. BKB, Sunder, activated something that's wrapped in Arena are there on the Dawnbreaker, who is dead. They moved on to Lord, who too will die, and now Dire, having claimed 2 core kills, will get a third as well on DOS. Hook shot from medium range will do the job to lock him in place. Probably was not needed, but it was stylish nonetheless. 3 kills for the side of Moozy is crying, and perhaps it may be a 4th. Vico has found Sasquatch. He'll TP away the Blink. Is not available for 4th-year-old Gus, and the Scotty illusions of Nier slow the real Mars. Speaking of the real Medusa, he's inside the cogs and now slowed by that reflection. Nier will have to stone gaze to run away, but he still might be in danger. It's a wraparound gank from Mars, who has Spear and Rebuke, but not actually. Nier has 2 teammates. Spear in. Nier's low on mana. Nier has been rolled upon. He's stunned. He's no mana, but Radiant will turn and try to fight the Mars. Hooken again by CB. Perfect on Nier. Bring down Medusa and Dire. Now head to Disruptor and toss. He's low. He's dead. Sasquatch will BKB and escape, but again, another colossal team fight win for the side of Moozy is crying. They're now up by 6k in terms of net worth.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Red alert, we are low on water. We are very, very low on water. This is bad. But with the way the Zara are playing, it seems like it might not be an issue. They've claimed the bottom tier 2 tower. They will grab the Radiant side outpost. Radiant, for their part, are splitting for now. They're mostly playing top lane and in the Dire side jungle. Vico will bottle a double damage rune on the Pangolier. But perhaps he'll look to put it to good use in the top lane. Dire see targets who have now left, but they could not have left that far, and they know it. CB will rocket flares. C's testable. Hookshot is available, and 4th has a blink and spear. Testable will blink just in time. 4th blinked in just too late. Same as CB's hookshot, and well, what can you do? Good escape by Festival. Dire, just a wee bit too slow. Update on water. We are officially out of water. Now that is bad. I have some ice cubes left. That is all. I may have to use them later. They will become water, but not at the rate I'd be hoping.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Speaking of hoping, Draiden Fanclub, of course, are hoping to get whatever farm they can. Sasquatch, I mean, look where they are. They're everywhere right now. They're literally everywhere across the map, just hoping to dodge fights, hoping to get whatever money they can to pick up some key items. But Dire do not want to dilly-dally. They've smoked up as 4. They know the time is now. They know how strong they are. Their Terrorblade is online and ready to fight. Festival will blink away just in time from 4th-year-old Lingus, but the spear will be on point. Festival is half HP, can BKB, but it's just too late. Festival dead. And one more core kill for the side of Moozy is crying.
Is under attack.
And now we see a terrible illusion middle lane. Dire can rendezvous with it if they want to perhaps get a second tier 2 tower kill, but we are not seeing any
Radiant's middle tower
urgency quite yet. Perhaps they're going to wait for that second Roshan of the game. It has been 7 minutes since the first Roshan, which means we are looking at a spawn in the near future, anywhere from 1 to 4 more minutes. Dire have smokes if they want to go. CB actually has 4 smokes. So a smoke play certainly is possible if Dire want to force it. For now, again, though, Draiden Fanclub are doing a pretty good job of dodging the fights, but despite dodging these fights, Dire are, of course, farming the map better. Their Terrorblade is hitting a lot of creeps. And via having a bit better map control, Dire are extending their lead. It is up to 8k in terms of net worth. Fourth Year Lingus is in the hunt. Dire see very little, but they have no fear. They find Nier and DOS. Sasquatch will ascend. Festival will hammer. Fourth will have to be KB. And can blink away. He will blink away. Dire are grouped as 5, but so are Radiant. It's a smoke to retreat. Sasquatch sees 2 with the Ascension vision, but Radiant find no appropriate target. What perhaps may be the appropriate target is Roshan. It is a middle-of-the-road respawn time, about 9.5 minutes from the first one's death. Both teams know it can be alive, but it is not yet alive. Both teams remain smoked. But for now, there will be no carnage. Ours again will lead the way into the Radiant side jungle, has the arena if he wants to force the issue. But his BKB remains on cooldown. We're seeing this BKB nerf inactive. Pre-nerf, it'll be coming up in 3 seconds. But post-nerf, it's still on cooldown. Perhaps they instead did not go more aggressively on this ward seeing Festival because of that. For now, though, again, it is Draiden Fanclub splitting Medusa and Night Stalker. Play Dire Jungle. Disruptor and the Dawnbreaker play Radiant Tricamp. Dire, again, are looking to hunt. But so far, their movements have been read well by the Radiants.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And now, perhaps, never mind, DOS simply put up a ward. Thought he might walk in errantly into a death. Instead, he gets fantastic vision. Radiant are poking around in the Roshan pit. They have a double damage on Medusa. However, CB with the rocket flare is proving to be quite the issue right now. Dire, I believe, see Sasquatch. Biko looks to engage. Sasquatch will ascend, again giving Radiant superior vision. They hunt all the way to their jungle. Dire play in the high ground in the Radiant jungle. They're content to play here, knowing Radiant do not want to walk up into that spot. They now leave. They move to the river. Sasquatch spots everything. Roshan is half HP. Festival's in the pit arena. Hits on 2. Both will BKB. Festival low. Remains alive. PMA is meta to kill DOS. And now Dire put their attention towards the cores, whose BKBs have ended. Hobbs first. He is dead. Fourth Year Lingus is being run down by Sasquatch. Festival will blink in to bring down Mars. However, it is PMA hitting Nier. Nier in the cogs. Cannot escape. There is no escape. Biko, with his BKB, will run a Sasquatch. The lucky shot, disarm, the bash, the RNG in his favor. Icefog wants to give this kill if he can find it. One more hit will do it. Swashbuckle, not even needed. The shield crash, finishing the job. And now Dire, with the Terror Blade, with a meta activated, will return to Roshan. Radiant have 3 dead. Therefore, the second Roshan of the game, the 6th Roshan of this best of 2, will go to the side of Moozy's Scrying. Aegis to PMA. Shard apparently also to PMA. And they want to go all in with Terrorblade right now. They know this man is strong. Underlord has fought back, looking to defend. But PMA has the Demon Zeal. He has the Manta. He is a Terrorblade. And he is one vicious man, ready to play Dota 2. He backpacks his BKB. He wants the damage, simply to hit the buildings. But for now, it will only be a tier 2. PMA will now back off towards his team. The splitting is active. We see Zeus in the top lane, Pangolier in Dire tri-camp. So Dire certainly are splitting. Radiant will bring to top lane. And those two will leave top lane.
I could look at you all day.
Again, though, Moozy is crying. They are on the precipice of possibly just taking the series outright 2-0. PMA has Aegis for 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and well, it seems like it might just be high ground time. Why delay? If you know you are this strong, you know Medusa is beginning to scale up. Say, you know what? There's no time like the present. Let's go. Run it down. Make big plays. For now, though, they will hunt towards Sasquatch, who can BKB and TP. He will BKB. He has not TP. Pangolier will look to bash him if he attempts to do so. Sasquatch again, who is ascended, will run into the Dire side base. At this point, his life is forfeit, but he's buying space. Look how many Dire heroes are here. 4 of them, all hunting a Night Stalker supports. Terrorblade still has a bit under 3 minutes on the Aegis. Him and CB run towards DOS. Glimpse brings CB away from the action. And thanks to Pit of Malice plus the kinetic field, PMA cannot pursue Disruptor. For now, though, Dire, they still have not gone with urgency into the high ground, but that might change. PMA has 2 siege units in the middle lane. He has every tool at his disposal. He can meta anytime he wants. Manta activated, but for now, Hobbs is doing a decent job defending the middle lane. PMA instead will walk bottom. He will dodge. Bit of Malice. And Dire will smoke S4. Ready to possibly wrap around and engage elsewhere in the fight. PMA will get glimpsed. He's half HP, has Satanic, has the Manta, has the Sunder, but he's rooted again! Sunder! He's using on somebody, but no! He's just dead! That's 1 life lost on Terrorblade immediately in CB! He's in no man's land, hookshotted in, but could not do anything! DOS now will die, but it's Vico being kind of at the near the Scotty. Near will kill this man, and now Dire may have blown their best opportunity to blow this game wide open. Aegis lost for nothing but poke. Pangolier dead, Clockwork dead, your tower is relatively healthy, and all you get is DOS. Disastrous.
What a bounty! This sustains, gold remains.
Hopefully this game is actually looking pretty good for Draiden Fanclub. They're certainly not in the lead yet, but that is the sort of fight they needed to give them hope. They no longer have hopium, they now have straight up hope. And perhaps they may have some tier 2 towers to their name, both bottom and mid as well. Bottom T2 is dead. Mid T2 might be that next target if Radiant can get there. But we're seeing circles being drawn, pings being pinged. And instead, We are going to back on off towards the Radiant side of the map for the Radiants. Dire again are alive on 5. They can't smoke as 5. CB has 2 smokes. But there is no smoking out of the base for now. It's simply walking out. Both teams are more or less grouped as 5. And there's your smoke on 5. Vico currently leads the way into the Radiant Tri-Camp. Looking at Dire Vision, they don't have it. They see no Radiant heroes near. The Trickster's Cloak will be in Viz. Now it's the Thunder God's Wrath, Spotting Festival, Spear on point, Nimbus, Arena, the damage, enough. Radiant have 4. Sasquatch runs in with his Ascension. Vico with BKB hits Mirror. He'll roll as Stonegaze and activated Hobbs actually brings down CB, and Radiant move their attention towards PMA. The Stonegaze came in clutch, stoning both Terrorblade and the Pangolier. And again, Vico has no roll. He'll swashbuckle away. He'll barely get away, but Radiant want this kill. BKB again activated by Pangolier. The roll-up used to dodge the glimpse from DOS. Good roll-up there by Vico. And as a result, Dire don't really get anything. They bought back on CB to return to this fight. But still, this Tier 2 top is alive, and Radiant only lose Festival. Ooh, Hobbs barely gets away in the bottom lane. Dangerous activities being done, but he was not punished for his dangerous activities. And again, this net worth lead, it's stagnated. It's staying at around this 12k mark. It's been there like that for a while, and having this 12k lead becomes slightly less important the longer and longer this game goes on. A 12k net worth lead at 42 is more viable than a 12k net worth lead at 48, and that could be the direction we're going as we wait for this third Roshan of the game. It will be a very long respawn this time around. Nearly at the full 11-minute mark, Vico will roll, looking for DOS. DOS is low, but not quite dead yet. Nimbus activated his tank by creeps. Vico now is silenced. He will have to BKB to swashbuckle away. But Nier has the Scotty. He's hitting Vico. Vico will survive. But Pangolier is minus roll, minus BKB. Radiant know that. Perhaps it's fight time if you can find the right fights. Radiant have all of their cooldowns except for Solar Guardian, and they have all their BKBs, but for the time being, Radiant will play it slow. They're not going to overdo it quite yet. They're going to put their eyes upon Roshan as Hobbs Beans gates towards the top lane just to push in the lane. Back to Roshan, we know it's dead. The teams don't know it's dead the way that we do. They know it's dead, but they don't know it's going to respawn in a full minute and a half from now. CB will Rocket Flare, ensuring there's vision for the Dire at the very least over this Roshan pit. Radiant have map control over the area. They have this nice ward outside the pit, and Sasquatch with the night vision scouting. Blink in for Sasquatch, but he can't get his BKB off in time. He's dead. Now Dire hit for more arena on Hobbs. Hobbs has been stunned. He's half HP and dropping rapidly, and he's now dead. Hookshot in as well on Nier. Nier has been caught as Vico rolls and finds Festival. Both corpses being distracted. Arena again. Refresh. The spear on Festival. Festival will fall. 3 dead on the Radiant side. Nier, the perfect TP away. Manages to escape from his tri-camp. But 3 down. Dire again. Walk into the Roshan pit, but there's just no Roshan. Unlucky on the respawn timer. Knowing there's no Roshan, they instead run down the middle lane. It's time to get some barracks, or at the very least, force some buybacks. Hobbs has no buyback. Sasquatch has no buyback. And Vico dives all the way for Doss. Doss is so low. Doss will die to Swashbuckle. Near will survive, but he had to Stone Gaze. Dawnbreaker, Disruptor both buy back running at Vico, but Vico is BKB. He's fine. T3 minutes dead. The bash is in, and Near is low on mana. PMA was swiftling in, looking for Medusa. Medusa's low. Medusa's spear back. Medusa's dead, and Medusa's simply dead. She has the buyback. Festivals. It's kind of Scotty. Festival's dead. That's a dieback. 3 dead on the Radiant side. Medusa has returned. But at this point, it's too late. Again, the bash, the BKB on cooldown, the nerf coming in handy. The BKB still on cooldown, and now Medusa is dead. It's a full 5-man wipe, and it is a GG call. And Moozy is crying. Have defeated Draiden Fanclub 2-0. Okay, there we go. That was one hell of a 2-game series. Both of the games were fantastic. And you know what? My throat is not happy with me. This is supposed to be a day off, but you know what? The Dota delivered. The Dota said, you know what, Badger? You're going to take time out of your night to cast this Dota. I'm going to make it worthwhile Dota. A 2.5-hour best of 2, more than that even. But certainly a worthwhile one. 2 great games. Game 1 better than Game 2, but both games absolutely fantastic. At this point, though, the casting will be done for the evening. We will be playing some Lads Houses tonight, I'm sure. I will be queuing up for those if anyone wants to come on down and join. We are at 5 in queue currently. I'm sure that number will get larger quite soon. Come to cast your games, cast your tournaments, contact me on Twitter, twitter.com/BadgerDota2, or on Discord, Badger5713. Me and Logical are looking to get hired for some DPC tournaments if for some reason you're in the market for hiring your DPC casters. For now, though, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night, I'm sure, for Sus taking on Draiden Fanclub. Both teams have had their struggles, one team more than the other, but it is an important grudge match for both teams, as well as an important match simply in terms of playoff seeding. Playoffs are coming sooner rather than later at this point, so it will be time to begin winning some Dota games for both teams, especially Draiden Fanclub at this point. But we are going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great night.